All right, these next two golfers, they're over 100 to 1. I think there's some risky picks, but again, we're kind of putting our hand in the cookie jar and seeing if we can pull out a $100 bill as opposed to a chocolate chip cookie. I want to get lucky this week. Hey everybody, welcome back to Inside the Canyon. Yep, we're back for the Waste Management Open, and we're looking to get about as belligerent as the crowd does on the stadium hole with our picks this week. We're firing away left and right. You're going to think I took probably 16 shots before I took these picks. I mean, this is going to be an ignorant amount of long shots. But hey, we're sticking to our 2.5 units this week. I think we got some great picks. Let's let it rip, and welcome to the 2024 Waste Management Open. This week, we're going to have a bit of an abbreviated video. I don't have time to get into all the usual pieces of information that we'll get into. So let's kick it off right now with just a quick look into some notes about the course, the top 10 players in my model, and then we've got the most picks we've ever had on Inside the Canyon. We've got a lot of long shots this week. Every single basically winner on the PGA Tour this year has been over 100 to 1. So let's see if we can dive into that pool or near the 100 to 1 and pick out a winner this week and start to get this channel on the right track. So as we take a look at TPC Scottsdale, it is one of those where course history reigns paramount. It is 5th out of the current 35 courses that are on the PGA Tour. And this is going to be a course where off the tee is going to be heavily weighted. Your first shot is maybe more important, if not equally as important, as your second shot, which is something we really never say on any courses across the PGA Tour. We're going to want someone that can drive it long and straight and avoid the big miss and avoid, hitting it into the desert, hitting it into the cacti, hitting it into the water. We want people that are as long as possible, but more importantly, they are not just hitting it all over the damn place. This is really a ball striker's course, but we're going to continue to monitor those that put themselves in really good position on that second shot. So we'll still be looking at opportunities gained, birdies or better gained, and we're going to even put a little bit of focus on bogey avoidance because we want players who can scramble and still find a way to put themselves close. And even if it is going to be a bogey, we're not seeing doubles, triples. You're avoiding the big scores on this course. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive into the top 10 in my model. Number 1, and by an extremely wide margin, to no one's surprise, the back-to-back champion, Scottie Scheffler. Number 2 is Aaron Rai. Number 3, Max Homa. 4, Adam Scott. 5, Justin Thomas, who I've been so in on Justin Thomas this year. You've heard us talk about it over and over. We think this is a bounce-back year for Justin Thomas. If we didn't have as many people withdrawing from the tournament and we had a bit of a bigger list of players, we maybe get a little bit of better odds on Justin Thomas. I'm not going to get there this week on him, but he does come in at 5th in my model. Number 6 is Eric Van Rooyen. Number 7, Mark Hubbard. 8, Lucas Glover. 9, Luke List. And 10, Adam Svensson. So as we take a look at the betting board, we've had a ton of withdrawals this week. I mean, it's almost frustrating. It's not a signature event. We're coming off of a signature event and, not to mention a shit show of weather in a tournament that was the Pebble Beach Pro-Am that got shortened to 54 holes. So I'm going to point out a couple of people that really jumped off the board to me, but I just couldn't get there. Ben On coming in at 25 to 1. He was somebody that I looked at him from the moment I was running my model and looking at how this course fit. I had him circled. 25 to 1 though for Ben On, I just think is too ridiculous. I might play him in one and done or something like that, but I won't be betting him this week. Minwoo Lee, another one, coming in at around 28, 30 to 1, depending on what book you're on. I think this course fits really well for him, but I just can't get there with him. I like Minwoo when he's a little bit more sneaky. I talked a little bit about Justin Thomas. I really love Justin Thomas this week. Hell, I love Scottie Scheffler this week, but we typically don't find ourselves betting favorites. I have my eye on Scottie for the Masters to potentially get his second Masters this year, but that's not the tournament this week. We're here focused on waste management. So without further ado, let's quickly get into our picks for the 2024 Waste Management Open. So our first pick in the 2024 Waste Management Open, none other than Sahith Theegala. I've seen people getting him as high as 60 to 1, 65 to 1. If you didn't get that number, sometimes you might say, I didn't get the best number. I'm going to walk away. I'm taking the bait this week with Sahith. He's been playing some okay golf. I think he's got way better golf ahead of him, and I think this is a tremendous course for him. 2 years ago, you remember him driving the ball into the water and kind of collapsing on 17. Last year, he wasn't as relevant in this tournament. I think he finished in the top 40 still. As we look at the key stats, he's 5th in strokes gained at TPC Scottsdale. He's 18th in birdies or better gained. Now he's 35th in strokes gained off the tee and 34th in opportunities gained. Now you might say, Canyon, that's not in the top 20, top 15, top 10. Like, is this really a great stat profile? I'm telling you, he's more than above average in strokes gained off the tee and opportunities gained, and I don't think he's even playing his best golf. If he comes in here and he putts the ball like he can, and he hits the ball off the tee like he can, I think Sahith could absolutely be lifting the trophy at Waste Management this week. Our next golfer, Akshay Bhatia. I believe this is going to be his first time playing in the Waste Management Open, which we're not afraid of first-timers here. We've seen a lot of success, actually, from first-timers. We've seen some people win, many runner-ups, top 3 finishes. And I think this is a great course fit for Akshay. He's 3rd in good drives gained. We talked about being able to hit it a long way and keep it in the fairway. Or if you're not keeping it in the fairway, you're hitting a green in regulation. That's what Akshay can do, and that's what he's known for. Oh, and he's in the top 10 in birdies or better gained. He's 10th in birdies or better gained. He's 26th in strokes gained off the tee and 26th in bogey avoidance. I think this is absolutely a great course fit. I think also Akshay's the type of guy, he has a fun personality. You've seen him in the water with his shirt off, his legs rolled up. He doesn't care what people think about him. He doesn't care what the conditions are. He's going to have fun. And I think he'll feed off of the energy. And he's the type of golfer you want to back at a tournament like this. My next pick is Thomas Dietrich. Thomas Dietrich is playing some of the best golf over the past couple of weeks. Now, he was in the hundreds in my custom model. He's way, way, way back there in my custom model. But I'm starting to think, I don't think I can ignore the golf that Thomas Dietrich is playing right now. He very well would have been there on Sunday at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. I'm not sure if he has the stones quite yet to win the golf tournament, but I like having the opportunity to see him there on Sunday, and maybe, the ball rolls his way or it bounces his way this week. He does fit a couple of the stats that we will look for. So he's 18th in strokes gained off the tee. He's 14th in birdies or better gained. And he's 49th in strokes gained approach. Now, all the other stats that I ran in my model, they were blinking red lights. They weren't great for Thomas Dietrich. But I'm going to look the other way. And I just think he's playing great golf. And at 65 to 1, I think why not? Let's roll the dice on Thomas Dietrich. This next pick, an interesting one. Kevin Yu. Kevin Yu is 70 to 1. You could probably do better than 70 to 1 on Kevin Yu, but we're going there. He has a ton of stats that rate out well for us this week. He's 2nd in strokes gained off the tee. He's 29th in approach. He's 7th in good drives gained, and he's 5th in opportunities gained. He was checking almost every box in my model. He's played some great golf to start the year. Let's ride the U train, and let's see what Kevin Yu can deliver for us this week. Next on the list, 80 to 1, Mark Hubbard. Now, Mark Hubbard, you might start to sense a trend this week with me. I'm looking for people that are playing great golf. They're in good form. I think it's going to be harder unless you're at the talent level of a Sahith, a JT, a Scotty, who are all playing pretty good golf, for them to be able to flip the switch. So I'm looking for guys that are at longer numbers, they're in good form, and they have a pretty good stat profile. They may not check every single box, but they check a good amount of the boxes, and kind of a diversified box. If they're good off the tee, they're good on approach, they're making birdies, they're putting themselves in position. So without further ado, Mark Hubbard. 11th in strokes gained approach. He's 24th in good drives gained. 29th in bogey avoidance. He's 40th in opportunities gained and 44th in birdies or better gained. This is a guy who can absolutely spike on any of these. He can have a great putting week. He was having a fantastic week last week. Again, someone that would have been in the mix on Sunday. And maybe I'm thinking too much about the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, but look, I think he's playing great golf. He's checking some of the boxes. I'm willing to put my money behind Mark Hubbard this week. All right, these next two golfers, they're over 100 to 1. I think there's some risky picks, but again, we're kind of putting our hand in the cookie jar and seeing if we can pull out a $100 bill as opposed to a chocolate chip cookie. I want to get lucky this week. Next on the list, Luke List at 100 to 1. He is 19th in strokes gained off the tee. We start to think about a guy that can hit it a long way. He's a pretty good approach player. And if he putts the ball well, he's going to win because he can separate himself that well off the tee and on approach. A spike putting week, Luke List is absolutely the type of guy. You think about Hideki Matsuyama, very similar type of player. So Luke List, he's 19th in strokes gained off the tee. He's 13th in birdies or better gained. He's 34th in strokes gained approach, and he's 24th in bogey avoidance. I love Luke List this week. I think 100 to 1, I understand why he's at that number, but he's actually one of the picks I'm most excited about this week, and I'm willing to roll the dice and see what we can get out of him. So our last pick this week, 110 to 1. You've seen him on the betting card before, Aaron Rai. Now, Aaron Rai, I worry when I bet him, is this guy really going to win the golf tournament? He's starting to look like a guy that every week when I run my custom model, he's there in the top 10. He's second this week, second in this custom model. I don't know if there's something wrong with it or if it's just, hey, he rates out well, but he doesn't win golf tournaments. Well, it seems to be there's a lot of freaking golfers like that winning golf tournaments on the PGA Tour right now. So I'm kind of in my head and say, hey, why not? Let's roll the dice on Aaron Rai at 110 to 1. What do we have to lose? Aaron Rai is second in opportunities gained. He's second in good drives gained. He's 7th in birdies or better gained. Y'all, these are 3 of the categories that are heavily weighted in the model. He is second, and 7th in those stats, and he's 110 to 1. Now, the 2 most weighted in my model, strokes gained off the tee and approach. He's 17th and he's 16th. If this man can freaking putt and stick to this model in terms of these stats, Aaron Rai can win this golf tournament 110 to 1. And we can look at the Waste Management Open being the 5th tournament of the year, and Inside the Canyon called it another over 100 to 1 winner. Let's freaking ride this week. I am so excited for the Waste Management Open. Hey, who cares if the field isn't as strong this year? Who cares if it's not a signature event? We're playing in Phoenix. We have the stadium hole. We're going to have absolutely ruckus, rowdy, hammered people passing out left and right. Great photos. Hilarious tournament to be at. Let's ride the Waste Management Open this week. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit shorter than normal. We got straight to the picks, giving you a little bit more time back into your day. Let's get Inside the Canyon back on the right track. Let's pick a winner this week, and we will see you all next week for another signature event at the Genesis Invitational. Thank you all. Return to the video if we win you some money. Like this video, subscribe. Thank you all. Thank you for your patience. Let's have a wonderful week. Go get 'em.